This is your bass player, Billy Sheehan, coming to you right here on the Musician Network. Keep watching, find out all you need to know, and I hope I see you around. I think taking the easy way is always making it hard. Just learning stuff off YouTube and sitting in your bedroom and practicing all the time. Really, no one's getting anywhere with that. The real thing you got to do, and I'm glad the Musicians Network is here to give people a forum to explain this. And every musician I know that's been successful, done records, had hits, is known around the world, every musician I know concurs with me 100% on this. You got to get in a band and play live. That's the only way you're really going to learn anything that is of any value. To get your priorities in line. It's funny, you see a guitar player come out, and it's first time, and he's got a giant pedal board that's 8 feet wide by 4 feet deep, and he does his first show, and all you hear is and then the buzz, and the whole show is a complete distraction. Then if he's smart, the next show you'll see him up there with a cord that goes from his guitar to the amp and doing the show. You'll learn so much that way by playing live. I really urge musicians to do what the Beatles did, what Van Halen did, what Hendrix did, what Cream did, what every band and every group worth it, all the founding fathers, what all of them did is get in a band and start to play, even if it's not originals. I have the original Beatles demo. It's about 28 songs, the original demo to EMI Music in England. There's not one original song on the demo. They're all copy tunes. That's all they did when they were in Germany. Then they learn how to put a chorus with a verse and a bridge, how to sell it to an audience, how to be exciting in front of a crowd. Then when they started to write their songs, and you note on the very first Beatle record, there's about 4 or 5 copy tunes, Please Mr. Postman, Twist and Shout, A Taste of Honey, a lot of other songs that they didn't write, but that's how they learned. And then eventually they became arguably the best writers ever in music, and set the tone for everyone else that followed. So get in a band and play it live. All the things that are available does make some things easier. You can't see how Hendrix fingered that one solo, or how this guy did that, or that guy did the other thing. You can find out what kind of amps he used and how he hooked them all up and stuff like that. But the real thing is to get up on deck, on stage, and play live. And that really is the most important thing anyone can do at this stage, in my humble opinion. I've played so many songs by so many bands for so many years. I played King Crimson and Genesis and Three Dog Night and the Beatles and the Stones and Bebop Deluxe and Grand Funk Railroad and Blood Rock and you name it, the Everly Brothers, tons of Beatles songs. And fusion stuff, Return to Forever, Romantic Warrior stuff. So after doing that over the years, all the different, from power pop and psychedelic to southern rock and ZZ Top, after a while, you start to build that stuff into your vocabulary, because it is just like a vocabulary, really. And when it's time to, play in Texas, we've done ZZ Top. I know just where to go. When it's time to get a little progressive, King Crimson, Genesis, Return to Forever, Mahavishnu Orchestra. Okay, we got a little bit of that in there too. So again, playing a zillion songs helps equip you for making a turn and making a change. And I might also add, I learned all that stuff by ear. I don't read music, I don't know any theory. So when you're on stage and suddenly somebody starts to jam and makes a left turn because you've developed your ear over the years, now you know where to go. You know what to do to kind of keep up with them, to back them up, to go along with them, to jump ahead of them, all the things you might care to do or need to do in a live performance. So, well, there's still some challenging things. There's a Bach viola solo I've learned off the Brandenburg Concertos, which I know pretty well, but I've never performed live. And I know once I perform it live, I actually will have it. Paco de Lucia is one of my favorite guitarists ever, perhaps the greatest living master of flamenco. I'd love to have an opportunity to just be, to play in any capacity with or around him or near him or in the same building as him. That would be pretty awesome. I like that too. Just to continue, I'm still learning. I'm working harder now on playing bass, learning more stuff, recovering old stuff, redefining what I've already done. I'm working more hours of the day and harder on it now than I ever have in my life, and I've been playing for over 40 years. So the adventure never stops. Never worry about that, and it never gets boring. And if it's boring, you're doing the wrong thing. Maybe sell insurance or aluminum siding or something, but music is always an adventure, always exciting, and I believe that excitement never goes away. Well, the dual output was because I love my old Fender bass, But I also loved the Gibson bass and the sound the Gibson had on the neck position. So I jammed a neck Gibson pickup in my Fender way back in the day. I didn't know how to wire a switch, so I just put 2 outputs and ran into 2 inputs. Plus, it was easier to find a mono chord than a stereo chord anyway. So after a while, for years, I started to spread into 2 amps, and I played in a 3-piece band, so I always had to have that low end happening, even though there was other stuff going on. So that was an important point in developing a sound, if you will. Then I saw ZZ Top in 1974 opening up for Alice Cooper. And Billy Gibbons was doing the pinch harmonic, so I stole that from him, but I also got hammer-ons from him, because he did something none of us had ever seen before. We had really close seats. We were like at the first row, and I was actually in the shadow of Billy's hat. We're in the backlighting, and I couldn't believe it. There he was, Billy Gibbons. And out of nowhere he went, and he hit a note on the fret with this hand. We all looked at each other like, I can't believe it. How you could, because no one ever did a hammer-on, ever. We'd never seen it before, ever. And I went home and, oh my God. So Billy Gibbons stole a lot from him, and he's a good guy to steal from, because he's a supreme grand master and a wonderful guy too. But I always have to give him credit, because he's just so awesome. So, and again, over the years, playing gig after gig after gig, night after night after night, fine-tuning the gear, the bass, the setup, string height, pickups, all that stuff. Because I played so many live shows, I managed to tune that down into what fits perfectly for me. But I couldn't have done it without a zillion live shows. So again, that's a very important factor. I found an amazing thing. And I'm not getting paid by these folks, and I don't even own one yet, but it's just so incredible. It's such a game changer that I'm overwhelmed by it. It's called the Evertune Bridge. And your bass or guitar can't go out of tune. And it's all mechanical, there's no electronics. And they say technology significantly advanced should be indistinguishable from magic. And this, in fact, is and does fit that description. It is unbelievable. And the guitar plays perfectly in tune all the way up and down the neck to the highest notes, and the bass as well. And it's a revolution. Coming to the NAMM show is always an amazing experience. The most important thing for me is I get to see people I never see, because everybody's always on tour. So I get to hang out with a lot of other musician friends of mine and people that I love and respect and have known for many years. I think it's about my 25, maybe almost 30th NAMM show I've attended. And it's always an adventure. It's always a riotous chaos, cacophony of a din. That's another word, D-I-N. It's a lot of loud noise. But it's fun. It's glorious in its chaos, I guess. But I also check out a lot of new gear and get to meet a lot of new people, see a lot of old friends. We sign a lot of autographs and take photos. It's not so much meant as a fan event, but when I'm here, I'm happy to hang out with anybody and anyone who's been kind enough to come to a show or buy a record. I'm always forever grateful. So we hang and talk, and it's kind of nice also to put your thumb on the pulse of what's going on with people and find out, what they're into and what they're not. It's pretty cool. So overall, it's a great experience, and anyone that ever gets the opportunity to come to NAMM, I urge them to do so. Musicians, it's like Candyland for musicians.